763 registered.
Hi, Amya, we're live now. So,
Oh.
all our audiences also able to hear us.
Hello, audience. We'll be starting at 3 p.m. sharp.
Hi, friends. Good afternoon. A lot of you have joined us today. Thank you so much for being with us already. We will be starting sharp at 3 p.m. So please stay tuned. Sharp at 3 p.m. In the next 4 minutes, we'll be starting this webinar. Also, in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, any doubts, please put in your questions in the chat tab on your screen. We will be taking up questions towards the end of the webinar, but you can already put in your questions so we can take note of it and we will be taking it up later. Please bear with us another few minutes and we'll be starting. Hi, friends. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I can see the room is quickly filling up and there are lots of you here. So thank you for being prompt and being on time for this webinar. Today's webinar promises to be very interesting and there's a lot you will learn about the news and updates that the Swiss travel system has for 2022. It's a great opportunity to make the most of it. So please stay on the webinar, and I'm sure you all know already that there is going to be a quiz towards the end of the webinar where we will ask you questions on what the presenters discussed today. And you will stand a chance to win a trip to Switzerland after entering the quiz correctly. Switzerland Tourism, the team from Switzerland Tourism will share more details with you later. But so please be extremely attentive and you must take part in the quiz. Please bear with me for another 2 minutes. Sharp 3 p.m. we'll go live and we will be starting the webinar. So until then, please bear with me. And again, thank you for being prompt and thank you for being on time. If you have questions, please put them in the chat tab already. And we will be taking up questions towards the end of the webinar. Thank you. Hi, friends. 1 minute to go. We'll be starting sharp at 3 p.m. Please bear with us till then. Thank you. Hi, friends. Good afternoon. It's sharp 3 p.m. and we are ready to start our webinar on the Swiss travel system. Today's webinar promises to be very exciting and very interesting, and I'm sure there's a lot you learn about Switzerland and especially hear about their news and updates for 2022. Please remember, you can ask your questions in the chats tab on your screens. There's a chats tab on your screens. Please feel free to ask any questions there. We will be taking up questions towards the end of this webinar. Also, towards the end of the webinar, there will be a quiz. We will share the Google link for the quiz form with you. And one lucky winner gets a chance to win a trip to Switzerland. So please pay attention because the questions are going to be from the next 1 hour, and do respond to the quiz as well. Today, to talk about the Swiss travel system, I'm joined by Mr. Ameya Kamath, the Business Development Manager, Leisure for Switzerland Tourism, Ms. Leandra D'Souza, the Sales and Marketing Manager, India for Swiss Travel System, and Mr. Srijit Nair, General Manager, Africa, Greater India, Middle East, and Russia for Rail Europe. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us today. I'm not going to stand in the middle of the webinar any longer, and I'm going to hand it over to Ameya to take it forward. Over to you, Ameya.
Thank you so much, Devika. Thank you, everybody, for attending and being a part of our 9th webinar in 2021. It gives me great pleasure to welcome my co-presenters, Leandra from STS and Srijit from Rail Europe, who will take you through the latest updates and important things that you should know for the upcoming 2022 travel season. As you are aware, Switzerland has been open to fully vaccinated tourists since 26th of June 2021, and it continues to remain open for tourism at this point of time. So I think it's great that I get to kick off this webinar series with a quick update on the latest travel conditions for Switzerland. So let's start with the entry to Switzerland. Firstly, when you enter Switzerland, it's always good to go through the travel check. I'm sure many of you are now familiar with the travel check link, which was created by the Federal Office of Public Health to establish the conditions and circumstances under which you can enter Switzerland. So you should, as a precursor to planning your client's travel, put in all the information on the travel check and get an idea about under what conditions he can enter. So right now, for Indians, fully vaccinated Indians, those who've got both their doses of the vaccine plus completed the 15-day cooling off period can enter Switzerland. The approved vaccines from India right now by the WHO are Covishield and Covaxin. So now those that have been vaccinated with Covaxin can enter Switzerland. I repeat, Covaxin, people who have been vaccinated with Covaxin can enter Switzerland. The vaccine certificate that you have to carry with you is the new one that was made available from the 1st of September. That is the International Travel Certificate format, which you can download via the CoWIN app or portal. Right now, when you enter Switzerland, the Federal Office of Public Health entry form needs to be filled. The Swiss PLF document, the link is mentioned on the slide as well. And the rule still remains for those that are unvaccinated, partly vaccinated, or vaccinated with a vaccine that has not been approved by WHO. For example, Sputnik, they cannot enter Switzerland, right? The latest rules that have come into play due to in a bid to control the spread of the new Omicron variant, and this is something that is very important for everybody to know, and this will answer all your questions right now. What the Federal Council in Switzerland has done is, in order to make it a little bit easier for people to enter Switzerland, they've removed the quarantine requirements for persons entering across any country. So now there's no list of mandatory quarantine countries for Switzerland. However, they have created stricter testing protocols and rules that need to be adhered to. So, for example, if you are an unvaccinated or a partly vaccinated person from an at-risk country that has been established by the SEMs, such as South Africa right now, Botswana, etc., you're not allowed to enter Switzerland. So you have to be fully vaccinated to enter Switzerland. And with regards to testing, now before entering Switzerland from any part of the world, you need to have a negative PCR test result at the time of entry. The test has to be done within 72 hours of arrival into Switzerland. So I'm repeating this again. This means you need to do an RT-PCR test before leaving India within 72 hours of reaching Switzerland, you have to have a negative result at the time of entry. This means without which you will not get entry into Switzerland, and you will and more information about this is mentioned here. What is also required now is that once you are in Switzerland, you are also required within the 4th and 7th day of your entry to do another PCR test or antigen test at your own expense, and submit it to the government there as a precautionary measure. And this is mandatory, and they will follow up with you on this as soon as they know that you are within your 4th and 7th day. You will start getting calls to complete and do another PCR antigen test. Otherwise, you will be fined a heavy amount of money in Swiss francs for not complying with the government's request. Right? The current travel conditions, Switzerland continues to adhere to the strictest safety concepts and guidelines. Our Clean and Safe initiative is going stronger as we speak. It is a label that all our tourism suppliers can apply for in order to ensure that they maintain and are following all the strictest cleanliness and safety guidelines, as well as to assure you, the tourists, that Switzerland is safe and we are ready to welcome tourists back. Masks are now mandatory not only on public transport but in all indoor public spaces, not just shops but all indoor public spaces. So shops, restaurants, bars, any indoor venue, any public gathering, you are required to wear masks. And the need for masks are now stronger than ever in Switzerland. So it's always recommended, please do ensure that when your clients are in Switzerland, they adhere to all the COVID-related protocols that are put in place within Switzerland. Right? If you want more information, these are 2 links that I recommend that everybody does research on, goes through before sending their clients to Switzerland. One is the Federal Office of Public Health that has all the information about the entry guidelines to Switzerland, and then our own website, myswitzerland.com, which highlights all the travel conditions, whether entry, whether it is masks, etc. So please do ensure that you do your research, you go through these links before you send your clients or book his tickets or so on and so forth. Now, you guys are aware that as of 25th October, the Swiss COVID certificate is now required to enter indoor venues in Switzerland. So that continues to remain as is. The EU, any EU digital COVID certificate or a certificate compatible with the EU digital COVID certificate is also recognized. So, for example, the French health pass can also be used in Switzerland. Similarly, the Swiss COVID certificate can also be used in France. Third country vaccine certificates can easily be converted into the Swiss COVID certificate. It is via this link that is mentioned here, the COVID certificate-form.admin.ch. You fill in all the details, upload all the relevant documentation, and for 30 francs, you will be able to convert your Swiss COVID certificate to your Indian certificate into the Swiss COVID certificate. Please do ensure you can even download the COVID certificate app, and if you put in all that information, you'd automatically get the certificate on your app itself. The only exception is that if your client is spending the first overnight in Geneva, then they have to apply directly via the Canton of Geneva through this link here, and Geneva functions independently, and then you can draw the certificate free of cost, but it takes around 14 days to process the request. As of now, one great news for all travelers vaccinated with Covaxin. Covaxin certificates can also be converted into valid Swiss certificates via the same link that I mentioned. The application requirements, procedures, and the cost of conversion remains the same. However, for Covaxin, because it is WHO approved but not approved by the European Medical Association, it is only accepted in Switzerland. So it is only valid in Switzerland and not anywhere outside Switzerland. And it is valid for only 30 days from the time of issuance. So please keep that in mind. And if you want to understand the COVID certificates and what the requirements are, the various validity, there is enough information on the Federal Office of Public Health website that will give you those details. Just a quick poll question for you. Have you or your clients been able to successfully generate the Swiss COVID certificate? A, yes. B, no. C, yet to try. And D, did not know that a Swiss COVID certificate had to be generated. So, Devika, if you could start the poll, please.
Yes, the poll is now live on your screens, friends. Please do respond to this, and we would love to hear your opinion. I'll give it another few seconds, Amaya, and I'll read this out.
Go to the poll tab and answer the questions, guys. Your answers are very relevant to us because we use this as information that then we can relay on to our head office as well.
Yeah. So the answers are in. 36% said yes, 3% said no, 45% said yet to try, and 13% said didn't know that a Swiss COVID certificate had to be generated.
So there are a lot of potential travelers that we expect will travel to Switzerland soon. So guys, if you need to convert the certificate, I have shared that information with you. If you attended this webinar, then you will get a copy of this presentation as well. So then you don't have to worry, all that information will be available to you. Now, to kind of complement this question, I have another poll question for you. This is for all those who have actually generated the certificate or have clients who have done so. So I'm talking to the 36% from the previous poll. If you faced any issues at the time of generating the certificate, can you please specify what exactly you guys have faced? So for example, the A, portal or the website did not function or work. You were not clear about the instructions that were given on the portal and did not understand how to do it. C, payment issues, payment gateway issues. D, rejection of certificate despite filling the form, submitting all the documents and making the payment. And C, time taken for certificate generation longer than the 5 days that are mentioned on the website. So I look forward to hearing from you guys on this as well. This is pretty important for us also.
Friends, the poll question is live on your screens now. There is a pop-up on your screen that says poll. You have to click one of the options that you can see on your screen, and I can see a lot of you are already voting, and we are waiting to hear from you. So please do take a minute and respond to this. Yeah. So Amaya, I pretty much have the responses in. 23% said that the portal or the website did not function. 14% said instructions, directions given on the portal website were not clear. 16% said payment issues. 13% has said rejection of certificate despite filling the form, submitting the documents, and making the payments. And 36% have said time taken for certificate generation longer than 5 days.
Understood. I mean, see, this is a certificate that is completely under the control of the government of Switzerland and its Federal Office of Public Health. Your application then goes to the canton where your client is staying in for processing. So it might take some time, but from what we've gathered, a lot of people have been receiving it within 24 hours as well. So that is it. We also lobbied to make it a little bit more smoother. So we have now Amex integrated as well as PayPal as a payment option. So hopefully as days go by, it'll get smoother and smoother, but you have to be patient and you have to apply well in advance and not last minute when you're traveling to Switzerland. So just for your information, if you have any visa-related queries or travel procedure-related queries to Switzerland, it's best to reach out to the Embassy of Switzerland visa section or VFS Global. They will be happy to help you on any of these matters. We at Switzerland Tourism are also at your service. Our website, myswitzerland.com, has all the information about our touristic offerings. And with regards to travel conditions, COVID rules, etc., up-to-date information as and when we get the information from the Swiss government. We are also available on LinkedIn. You can follow us for the latest updates and information as well as details on our activities in the market. We put up also the latest travel procedures on LinkedIn itself. So if you are following us on LinkedIn, you will be up to date with whatever is happening in Switzerland as well. We have certain tools through which you can learn more about Switzerland. So our e-learning program, Switzerland Travel Academy, is there. Complete the courses, complete the modules, become a certified Switzerland travel expert. We do have a lucky draw for a part of a fam trip in Switzerland in 2022. So we'll keep you updated on that as well once we get the results at the end of the year on whoever's completed all the modules and scored the highest. You can also view our webinar recordings on our website and brush up on your knowledge. Coming soon for 2022, we're creating a brand new sales manual to help you sell Switzerland. It has all the information about our various destinations and touristic offerings. We're also putting in some insider tips. So that would be very helpful to you for the 2022 season. And with that, I come to the end of my presentation and hand it over to my colleague Leandra, who will update you about the public transportation network.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Like Ameya introduced me, my name is Leandra D'Souza. I work with Switzerland Tourism and I look after the sales and marketing for the Swiss travel system here in India. And the Swiss travel system is, of course, the entire public transport network in Switzerland. And it's said that that is the best way to discover Switzerland because it has the perfect network. Wherever you want to go in Switzerland, you will find a train, a bus, a boat, railway, mountain cable car, something to take you even to the furthest peak or to the higher or to the most remotest point. You will find a form of public transport to take you. So this map that you can see on your screen now is basically a map of Switzerland. The red lines are the train lines because trains in Switzerland are generally red. Yellow lines that you can see on the map are the bus lines. The post buses, as they are called, are yellow. And on the lakes, you can see the white lines, and those are the boat lines. And all of these lines are covered by the Swiss Travel Pass. Now, a few key things to remember about traveling within Switzerland. One is Switzerland is a very small, compact country. So distances are not too much. So for instance, Zurich to Lucerne is 1 hour. Lucerne to Interlaken is 1 hour, 50 minutes. Interlaken to Montreux is 3 hours. Bern to Basel is 1 hour. Interlaken to Zermatt is about another 2.5, 3 hours. So nothing is too far away. It's very easy to get around. Additionally, if you have a Swiss Travel Pass or you can just hop on and hop off the train. You don't need to make any seat reservations. And again, intercity, there are trains every half an hour. So if your client wakes up in the morning and says, no, you know what, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to take the train at 9 a.m. It's too early. They can take a train at 9:30, at 10 o'clock, at 10:30. So there is one train intercity every half an hour. So why, again, additionally, should you travel by train, bus, and boat? And that is because it's the simplest way to travel in Switzerland. Changing transportation is very easy. Like you can see in this picture, they're sitting in the train and there's a boat waiting for them and there's also a bus waiting for them. So it's very easy. It has a regular interval timetable. That means everything is very, very synchronized and very well connected. So like you can see, they've arrived in the train and there's already a bus and boat waiting. So you're never waiting for too long for my next connection. And you can also use the public transport to connect with the neighboring countries. So whether it's France, Austria, Italy, Germany, you can use public transport, but I will let Srijit tell you a little bit more about that. So in terms of the tickets and passes, we have, of course, the main one, and I have a few questions that I want to ask you about the Swiss Travel Pass, whether you've sold it. Devika, if you could please make the poll live.
Yes, Leandra, the poll is now live on your screens, friends. So please do respond to it.
So please do let us know if your client is using a Swiss Travel Pass while in Switzerland or not. Do they mix it up with other forms of transport or do they hire a car? What do they prefer? Your options are yes, no, doesn't make a difference. So we would really appreciate your feedback to let us know.
Yeah, Leandra, I have a very interesting results. I have very, very interesting results in. 95% have said yes, 5% have said no. That's it.
Okay, great. Okay, that's very good. I'm very happy to know that a lot of you are selling and the Swiss Travel Pass to your clients. So we have a lot of news and updates for 2022 for you. But before I get into what's new in 2022, I just want to give you a quick overview about the Swiss Travel Pass and the Swiss Travel Pass Flex and what it offers. So it offers unlimited travel by train, bus, and boat across Switzerland, wherever you want to go. Additionally, if you want to travel on the panoramic trains like the Glacier Express, the Bernina Express, the Golden Pass line, you just need to make a seat reservation where necessary and you can use the trains. In 2021 and 2022, we have a few mountain excursions covered, which are Mount Rigi, Mount Stanzerhorn, and Stoss. Other than that, a lot of other mountain excursions that you will be very familiar with and must be selling, like Mount Titlis, Mount Pilatus, Glacier 3000, Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, all of these mountains are 50% off with the Swiss Travel Pass. Only Jungfrau Joch is 25% off. Additionally, Indian clients, we love to stay in the cities. We want to be right in the heart of the action where everything is. So the Swiss Travel Pass also covers public transport within the city. So for instance, if your client is in Zurich or in Geneva, with a Swiss Travel Pass, they can also use the trams and they can hop on and hop off. The Swiss Travel Pass also acts as a museum pass, so you get access to over 500 museums in Switzerland, which I will tell you about a little bit later on. It's available in first and second class for 3, 4, 8, or 15 days. So in 2021, we have these different days of travel available, 3, 4, 8, or 15. So you can accordingly book your travel. And especially since Indians like to travel with as families and with their kids, kids travel free. So for instance, if the kid is between 6 to 16 and the parent has a Swiss Travel Pass, the kids will get to travel free wherever the parent is going. So this means, supposing, say, the family is going to Mount Titlis, the parents get a 50% discount on Mount Titlis with the Swiss Travel Pass, and the kids go free up to Mount Titlis. So what's new in 2022? So in 2022, one big news is we are now introducing a 6-day pass. So for 2022, there will be 3-day pass, 4-day pass, 6-day pass, 8-day pass, and 15-day pass. So you have one more option of taking a 6-day pass. So if you have someone who is planning to go for maybe 7 days, didn't want to take an 8-day pass, they now have an option of taking a 6-day pass. Additionally, next year, there will be no changes in the pricing of the Swiss Travel Pass in general, but the 8-day and 15-day pass will be cheaper. So we've cut the prices of the 8-day and 15-day pass by 20% for next year, and that is throughout the year. So from 1st January 2022 to 31st December 2022, you will get a 20% discount on the current price of the Swiss Travel Pass for the 8 days and the 15 days. Additionally, the discount on the youth passes has also increased. So earlier it used to be you should get a 15% discount for youth from 17 to 26. That has now become 30%. Only thing is the age of the youth has now reduced by 1 year. So now they have to be 25 years. So earlier it was 26 in 2022. Up to, if you're up for youth travelers from the age of 17 to 25, get a 30% discount on the Swiss Travel Pass. So that's some really big news that we have for 2022. So that was all about the Swiss Pass. We also have the complimentary Swiss family card. So this is basically what the kids need. So if the kids are traveling with the parents, you need to get them the family card. It's a complimentary card. You can get it issued through your GSA or PSA or whoever you book through here, or you can also get it in Switzerland. It's free of charge. And it's also available as an e-ticket. So this is something very important to remember. All Swiss travel system products, whether it's the Swiss Travel Pass, the Swiss Travel Pass Flex, the family card, all of them are now available as e-tickets. So please take e-tickets. They're easily issued. They're as quick as issuing an airline ticket. And there's no hassle of losing them or misplacing them. With a physical pass, you can't get a refund if it's lost. But with the e-ticket, you just have it on your phone. Just excuse me a minute, please. So like I said earlier, the Swiss Travel Pass also acts as a museum pass. It automatically includes the pass. This means you just walk up to the entrance of the museum, you show your Swiss Travel Pass, and you can walk straight in. And some of the most famous and some of the most well-known museums in Switzerland are included. So the Chillon Castle in Montreux, the FIFA Football Museum in Zurich, the Olympic Museum in Lausanne, all of these museums are fully included in the Swiss Travel Pass. We have some mountain excursions also included. So like I said, a lot of the mountains that I'm sure you guys are already selling to your clients, like Glacier 3000, Schilthorn, Titlis, Pilatus, all of these mountains are 50% off with the Swiss Travel Pass. Only Jungfrau Joch is 25% off. So now to talk a little bit about the mountains that are included in the Swiss Travel Pass. The first one is Mount Rigi, and she's called the Queen of Mountains. She's located very close to Lucerne, and you can do a full round trip to go up there. From Lucerne, you take the boat to Witznau. From there, you take the cable car, you take the railway up to Rigi Kulm, and from there you can take a cable car to the summit and then come down. So it's a whole round trip that you can do. Up there, it's a really nice experience. They have a hotel. So if you have someone who's looking for a unique accommodation experience, they can stay on Mount Rigi. It's open 365 days a year. They have lots of restaurants there. They even have a spa. So if someone wants to do a spa experience, they can go to Mount Rigi. And Mount Rigi is fully included on the Swiss Travel Pass, even for 2022. So in 2022, if you have a Swiss Travel Pass and you're wondering, what can I do? Your client is saying, what can I do? I'm free. I have the evening free. They can go up to Mount Rigi. Another popular mountain that's included in the Swiss Travel Pass is the Cabrio Stanzerhorn, and this is a very, very unique experience. Again, it's located very close to Lucerne. So from Lucerne main station, you take the train to this little town called Stans. Stans is just 15 minutes from Lucerne, so it's not a long journey. And then you can go up to Stanzerhorn. So Stanzerhorn is only open from April to November, so it fits well with the Indian travel season. To go up there, it just takes about 24 minutes. And what's unique about, sorry, I went back a little. What's unique about the Stanzerhorn mountain is to go halfway up there, you have this old wooden funicular that takes you halfway up there. And then when you enter the cable car, you will see there's a staircase. So you climb up the staircase and you go to the top of the cable car, and it's an open air cable car. So there's no glass in front of you. There's nothing to obstruct your view. You can feel the wind. You can take photographs. It's a really beautiful experience. And it just takes about 25 minutes to get from the base station up to the mountain. On top of the mountain, they have a revolving restaurant, a good place maybe to have a cup of tea or coffee or a snack. You have a summit tour with rangers, so they tell you what you're looking at, and you get a great view over the lakes and mountains of the Lucerne region. The other mountain included in the Swiss Travel Pass is, of course, Mount Stoss. So this is well known because it is the steepest funicular in the world. You can't really make out in this picture, but it's been built in such a way that you're climbing the mountain at an almost 110-degree angle. So even though you're like going almost straight up the mountain, you can't really tell. You feel like you look outside and you've been engineered in such a way that you feel that you're sitting normally. So it's a really unique experience to do. It just takes about 4 to 7 minutes to reach. And you can, for those and hiking throughout the year and every day, every 30 minutes, experience the steepest funicular. They don't need to wait for very long. Dogs up there, it is totally free on the pass. So that was with the mountain. I want to tell you about a very special sort of grand train tour. Routes, it brings together all the premium panels, the most beautiful journeys in Switzerland, and it covers Zurich to Interlaken, Montreux to Zermatt to St. routes, and it brings them into one itinerary. You can start.
Hi, Leandra, we can't hear you. Please, could you just refresh the browser? We can't hear you properly. I would just request you to refresh your browser so we can hear you. Friends, I'm sorry, I think there's a problem on Leandra's side. We'll just give her a minute. She'll quickly rejoin. Leandra, if you can hear us, you just need to refresh your browser and switch your camera off. We should be able to hear you then. Friends, sorry for that. Just give us another minute. We're just we'll just wait for Leandra to rejoin. There's a lot of information she's given us in the meanwhile. So I'm sure you must be very interested and excited with all the offers that they have to offer for 2022. And with the discounts coming in, I'm sure you're going to sell lovely packages for 8 and 15 days. Sorry about this delay. Just give us another minute. I think Leandra will be rejoining. There seems to be an internet connection problem at her end. So just bear with us. She should be back and she'll talk us through the rest of the presentation. I can see a lot of questions are coming in. Thank you for that. Please continue to ask your questions. And once we are done with the presentations today, we will be taking up these questions. There are queries coming in about the processes and all, so please ask your questions. In case we can't answer all the questions today, we will try our best to get you the responses later. Yeah, we will also be sending a copy of this presentation, and this will be available on all the TravTalk social media platforms within 24 hours. So within 24 hours, you will get a copy of the recording of this webinar, and you will be able to see the videos.
Sorry, guys, Leandra is facing some technical issues. I think the internet is out where she's presenting from. So what I'll do is I will take over the presentation, and once she joins back, I will hand it over to her. So she stopped at the Grand Train Tour of Switzerland, which is basically connecting all the popular highlights across Switzerland via the popular panoramic trains, as well as the public transportation network in general. So you get to explore Switzerland the way it should be, in a sustainable manner on the public transport network. You get to you get to see the various panoramic trains, such as the Golden Pass Line, the Glacier Express, Bernina Express, etc. And you can complete the entire journey. You can do part of the journey. It's an extremely flexible product, and you get an opportunity to visit everything that Switzerland is popular for. It's grand. So the Grand Train Tour also has an app which highlights the must-sees along the Grand Tour. The timetables are given when you are traveling across and you come across a very popular site or attraction. Like, for example, you're on the Golden Pass Line and you're passing the town of Stad. You get a notification saying now you're passing the town of Stad. So it's quite interesting here. You complete the entire Grand Tour. You finish all the popular panoramic trains. You have the possibility of becoming a master of the Grand Tour and receive a chocolate box from Lindt after completing the journey and submitting all the details of your tour via the app. You also get a lot of gifts, discounts, and digital coupons through the apps, and you learn a lot about the routes that you're taking as you go on the journey. So it's a great function to have. And of course, there is a Been There function that is there on the app as well. So for those that love traveling to Switzerland and are repeat travelers, it's already marked where you've been and what you still need to go and visit. So you can plan your trip accordingly as well. Right, so the Grand Train Tour app, it's free to download on iOS and Android, and it's available in 9 languages. It includes English. So for Indian travelers, they should be relatively comfortable using the app. The premium panoramic trains, to give you a little bit of insight into them, you have firstly the Bernina Express, a very popular train journey that takes you from the Graubünden region, the Swiss Alps, directly down to the sunny south to Switzerland in the Ticino region. So it takes you from Chur, which is a small town near St. Moritz, and takes you all the way down to Tirano, which is on the border of Italy. And from there, you take the Bernina bus from Tirano all the way to Lugano. So it's a total of 148 kilometers from Chur to Tirano and 90 kilometers from Tirano to Lugano. What's good to know, in both directions, the train travels across both directions. It's operational from summer and winter. So you get to see the beautiful green snow-capped peaks in the summer. And then when you travel in the winter, this UNESCO World Heritage train route is completely enveloped in a blanket of snow, and it is a sight to behold. The Bernina Express bus, however, does not function from the months of February to November. You can take a regular train then from Tirano to Lugano. With the Swiss Travel Pass, all you need to do is pay the seat reservation surcharges. So for the winter season, it's around 10. For the shoulder season, around 14 CHF. And during the summer, 16 CHF. Always important that since you're passing through Italy, you need to you're actually going through another country altogether. So it's always great to have your passport or identity card at hand. You can also spend your lunchtime in and around Tirano, and basically the departure times are mentioned on the slides as well. The next popular train journey is the Glacier Express. That's one of the more popular panoramic trains for the India market. It takes you all the way from the beautiful car-free town of Zermatt to the alpine winter holiday village of St. Moritz. It is known as the slowest express train in the world because it takes approximately 8 hours to complete the journey. What's unique is that now you can even split your journey into different parts. So you can do Zermatt to Andermatt, for example, or Andermatt to St. Moritz. You don't have to complete the entire train circuit. It's around 291 kilometers. There are 2 connections per day minimum. No Glacier Express trains operate from 25th October to 11th December. And the seat reservation surcharges are for Swiss Travel Pass holders are as per what is mentioned on the screen, depending on which class, first or second. And it's around 39 CHF during the winter season and 49 during the summer. And if you're doing a shorter section, then it is 29 CHF during this winter season and 39 during the summer. Passengers have the option of even opting for a 3-course meal or an a la carte service. You can also pre-book an Indian meal. You have 2 options of veg and non-vegetarian. So that is an option that you can offer. And you also have an audio guide which gives you information in 6 languages, including English. What's new, that if you really want to spoil your clients and give them a one-of-a-kind exclusive experience, then you can opt to book them on the Glacier Express Excellence class. Each seat, as you can see, has its own window. It's like first class on a plane. You get your own seat. You have a tablet that gives you a lot of entertainment content. You have meals served to you throughout the trip. You have an open bar as well as a separate luggage carrying system and so on and so forth. Like I said, it's around 2 into 20 seats per day. Lounge seating, classic bar included. Premium seats, extremely comfortable, and you have an exclusive restroom. So it's completely separate from the previous first, second, and first classes. You have a concierge service and a host service at the Excellence class. You have a full day gastro concept. As I mentioned, you are given meals across throughout the journey. There is luggage transport also through a separate Excellence class area for your clients, so they don't have to worry about luggage. They have a beverage service at the seat, or if they opt for hard liquor, they can go and purchase some drinks at the bar as well. They're given refreshments throughout the day. There is onboard entertainment. And what Glacier Express Excellence class does is it provides clients with an experience like never before. So that entire 8-hour journey from Zermatt to St. Moritz or St. Moritz to Zermatt is so exclusive, and your clients are pampered and treated like they are kings when they travel on board the Excellence class. And the cost is around 420 Swiss francs for the first class ticket. Sorry, the cost is 420 Swiss francs to book your clients on the Excellence class. It runs from 19 December 2020 to 24th October 2021. And then it'll resume from April onwards. You can do it. You can only do it as part of the entire journey of the Glacier Express. So in order to kind of enhance that experience, even if you have to do part of it, you have to still pay full price. The next popular train is the Gotthard Panorama Express. The Gotthard Panorama Express takes clients from Lucerne all the way to Lugano via Fluelen. So it's one of the only panoramic train journeys that combines train with boat. Right? Great experience. You get an entire presentation and all information about the journey while you travel across. It runs from May to October. Reservations are required, including a surcharge of 16 Swiss francs. Ride in the first class panoramic coaches and bookings in the it takes you across, and you move from the sunny south of the Swiss to the central snow-capped parts of Switzerland. There are the departure from Lucerne is at around 11:12 in the morning, while in Lugano around 9:22. The next one is the more popular one, the DDLJ train, the Golden Pass Panoramic. Golden Pass Panoramic takes you from Montreux to Zweisimmen. The line starts actually from Lucerne to Interlaken, and then Interlaken to Montreux. It's It's a 5-hour journey and one of the more popular train journeys. You might have seen it if you've seen the movie Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. Then this route is actually shown in that film. It has several daily connections across summer as well as winter. Seat reservation is not recommended. This particular train journey is included in your Swiss Travel Pass. You can also pre-order an aperitif or a meal on first and second class with a seat reservation of charge of 34 Swiss francs. The famous VIP front row view seats are also available on the train as of April. And of course, it's always recommended to reserve your seats, but it's not mandatory. As I mentioned, the Golden Pass line takes you all the way from Lucerne to Montreux. So the Lucerne to Interlaken leg is on board the panoramic Lucerne-Interlaken Express. The Lucerne-Interlaken Express, as the name suggests, takes you within 2 hours from the popular city of Lucerne to the ever-popular holiday village of Interlaken. You have hourly trains from Interlaken Ost as well as from Lucerne. You have a live guide app which basically takes you across the entire journey and gives you a few updates and information about the region. And once again, this is also included with your Swiss Pass. However, seat reservations not recommended, not mandatory, but recommended, especially during peak travel seasons when it becomes a little bit difficult to get place on the train. For those that are traveling to Switzerland, this is a handy tool to have with you, the Swiss Travel Guide app. It is basically an initiative by STS to give you all the information you need about Switzerland and act as your travel companion. It has the train timetables integrated onto it. It has a personal dashboard with your bucket list so that you can, so that it gives you all the various highlights of touristic attractions in the destination that you are in. So for example, if you are in Lucerne, it will showcase the Lion Monument, the Glacier Gardens, the Swiss Museum of Transport, etc. And you can actually mark things and put them on your bucket list and visit them when you're on your journey. You have a lot of discount coupons and vouchers that can be generated through the app. Many if you, for example, go to Titlis, you can get a beanie hat free, or if you go to another excursion at the restaurant there, they will give you a burger or a meal free of cost with the app. So it's a handy tool to have to generate some interesting vouchers and discounts as well. So that brings me to the poll question for STS. Is traveling with luggage an issue for clients to travel by when they use the public transportation network in Switzerland? A, yes, B, no, C, doesn't make a difference. Would be great to hear what your thoughts are on this.
Friends, the poll is live on your screens now. Please do respond. It'll take 2 seconds. Please respond and we'd love to get your opinion in. I have the results in. 43% have said yes, 45% have said no, and the remaining 9% have said doesn't make a difference.
Great. So I know that Indians carry a lot of luggage, and it's always good to have some facilities for them. So with that being said, we do recommend that everybody download the Swiss Travel Guide app for more information and clarity. And we will also then come to the next very interesting service that STS provides, which is the luggage services. The luggage services help transport bags of clients and travelers to their next respective destination within Switzerland, thereby making it easier and more convenient for them to travel. The express door-to-door luggage service is basically delivery the same day. The price is 12 Swiss francs per item and a flat rate of 73 Swiss francs. And it takes you to across 20 tourist destinations and hotspots, except the car-free villages. So therefore, if you are, for example, traveling from Lucerne to Interlaken, you can already opt for the luggage transfer service and send your bag on the same day through this facility. And when you arrive at your hotel in Interlaken, your bags will be waiting for you. Group luggage services are also available for groups traveling across Switzerland with a Swiss Travel Pass or any of the Swiss Travel System tickets. It's available between 2 addresses. It's available door to door from airport to the destination as well. It's same day pickup and delivery, but you need to drop off your luggage at that destination before 9 o'clock in the morning, and then the delivery will be after 6 p.m. that same day. The minimum requirement is approx 10 persons and the maximum is around 50 people. And the total cost is a flat rate this is the net price without commission, 300 CHF. And as I mentioned earlier, transportation of this luggage from point A to point B is only possible if the entire group is traveling with the Swiss Travel Pass or any of its tickets. So up to, again, 9 a.m. Swiss time on the day before of the start of the transport, it's free of charge if you want to cancel it. If you do it after that, then it's 50% of the cost. And you need to book it at least 5 days before the requirement to make avail of it. So STS also provides a lot of options for events as well as meetings on board the trains to give your clients, especially those that are interested in MICE, a very unique experience. The famous Churchill train, which was popular to do, has fantastic facilities in their Salon de Luxe. You can hold presentations, meetings on board, as well as conferences while you commute. So these are all bookable MICE experiences for your clients. You can even charter a boat on the Lake Lucerne for your meetings as well as your gala nights. I'm sure a lot of group operators have already explored that option earlier. There are also these fantastic sitting coaches with a sizable capacity of up to 60 at first class and 80 in second class. And those can be booked specifically for a group. And they come with a whole host of equipment, right from the mics, the AV system, CD player, etc. And you can actually conduct an event or an experience on board these boats, these coaches as well. If you have any information, you require any more updates about the usage of Switzerland's public transportation system for MICE, feel free to reach out to STS and learn more about it. STS is also at your service. And just before that, a quick poll. Is it important for you to receive in-depth training about the Swiss travel system passes and products? A, yes, B, no, C, doesn't make a difference.
Friends, the poll questions up on your screens. Please do take a minute and respond to our poll question. We'd love to get your opinion. It helps us customize the webinar for your requirements more. So I have the responses in. 90% have said yes, 6% have said no, and the remaining have said doesn't make a difference. So very interesting results there, Amya.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
90% said yes, it makes yes. The 6% said no, and the remaining said doesn't make a difference.
Okay, thanks. I mean, the Swiss travel system products are some of the most is one of the most popular products in the India market, especially the Swiss Travel Pass. So it's always great for the trade to know everything they need about it and all the benefits that it does, so that they can then transfer that knowledge to their clients, and the clients can then maximize these particular products as well. So for that reason, STS has launched their new excellence program. So earlier they used to have the Swiss Travel Pass Superstar program. Now it is a brand new program to update the travel trade about the various products and services. So with that, Devika, if you don't mind playing the video.
you're muted. Can you please unmute?
Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, so it is a worldwide, global level e-learning course on the Swiss travel system and its various products and services. There are 3 courses: basic, advanced, and expert, with a total of 20 modules. Completing them will garner you the certificate, as well as enhance your level of knowledge. At the end of it, there's also a chance to win a trip to Switzerland. So I would totally recommend that you go through the program and complete all the modules. www.mystsnet.com/elearning. The Swiss travel system website, mystsnet.com, is also at your disposal with all sorts of information about the various products and services. You also have all the latest news, updates, information about the COVID protocols, etc., already updated on the website, and you can also download fact sheets, images, videos, etc. from them, and any information that you need about the public transportation network. Leandra is the point of contact for anything to do with the Swiss travel passes and the STS products. So please do reach out to her for any queries, any updates, any information. With that, I will hand over the podium to Srijit, who will take you through all the bookability aspects of these products and services through Rail Europe's distribution network. Thank you.
Thank you, Ameya. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Srijit. I take care of sales and marketing for India, Middle East, and Africa markets. Before I continue, let's see a nice video of Rail Europe. Devika, can you just put on the video, please? To start with, this would be the agenda for today's webinar. First, I'll talk about Rail Europe, then I'll talk about the trade partners, the international train connections, and how to book a Swiss travel pass. Well, this has been a journey for Rail Europe. We all started in the year 1932 when we began the business of New York, where we were promoting the Paris to Lyon sector. And in 2002, Rail Europe acquired services in Chicago. In 2012, there was a customer service center which opened in the south of America and Hong Kong. And 2013 is where we started the direct connection of DB and Italo. And if you see in the year, next year, which is 2022, Rail Europe celebrates its 90th anniversary. So it's been 19 years of promoting Europe by rail in the overseas market, which is with great passion and dedication. In these years, we are really grateful to all our travel partners in India because of the strong partnership which we have, and which is obviously combined by your market expertise in understanding the customer needs and satisfaction, which has really helped us to ensure that more travelers all over the world have chosen the European trains over any other transportation modes. So if you look at it, what Rail Europe offers a wide selection of train journeys across Europe. We have the state-of-the-art technology, both for B2B and B2C, and obviously we have a global presence. Next, that's the global presence which I spoke at the moment. So if you see, I'm based out of Mumbai and I take care of the India and the Middle East markets along with Africa. So we have a team in Melbourne who takes care of the Asia Pacific markets, a team in Shanghai taking care of the China and Hong Kong and those markets. The head office of Rail Europe is based out of Paris, and the entire the group's team as well as the centralized team sits in Paris. And obviously, we have a team in New York who takes care of the US markets, which is both, the North USA as well as the South USA. Well, before I move on to it, let's understand when you are in Europe, why travel by train? So it's very easy because you know that train stations are located in city centers, which allows you to easily begin exploring on foot or public transportation. Train obviously provides comfort with spacious seating, you have ample of leg room, and obviously they have a designated area for luggage. Trains are obviously eco-friendly, which has a low impact form of travel. And when you are traveling the train, you obviously enjoy the diverse experience. That means you watch the landscapes when you pass by, you stretch your legs as you walk through the train, and obviously you chat with locals and other travelers. Obviously, when you travel by train, obviously you have a broad product range. That means either you can choose the rail passes or you can actually take the train tickets. Obviously, it depends upon the budget of the travelers, and you have different classes as well as different modes. For example, it caters to an adult, it caters to senior citizen, youth, child, group, and families. So now you'll be wondering how to book with us. Obviously, these are our preferred partners in India. The names of Amigo, Swiss Tours, you have Thomas Cook, Otila, you have Travel Tours, which is FCM, SOTC, Make My Trip, Travel Boutique Online, as well as Kesri. Most of these partners have already integrated the Rail Europe system. So either you can go onto their platforms and book any of the train journeys, you can. Or if you prefer to book with us directly, then you can go to our website, which is agent.raileurope.com. You need to register on our website. It is basically designated for our travel partners. It is very user-friendly and it's very easy to use it. And if you have any information or if you need anything, you can obviously connect to our sales team, which is sales@raileurope.com. Well, let's connect about the international train connections. And if you see this map out here from the arrivals, which are coming from any part within Europe. So you see north is bordered by Germany, east is bordered by Austria and Liechtenstein, south by Italy, and west by France. So let's talk about one of the important train connection, which connects between France and Switzerland. That's called as TGV Lyria. Well, TGV Lyria is an alliance between SBB and SNCF. TGV Lyria confirms its states of leadership in terms of connection between France and Switzerland, wherein it takes almost 5 million passengers per year. It is completely renewed and renovated fleet. You see 15 double-decker trains, each has a carrying capacity of 500 seats, very comfortable, quite modern, and obviously equipped with Wi-Fi. So if you look at the class of service out here, you have a standard first, and you have a business first. So basically the standard fare starts at around 29 euros, one way, non-exchangeable. Standard first is basically a comfort of a first class seat. And the fare starts at around 49 euros. And on the business first, it's one-way fare, and most of these fares are fixed, which is per destination. Whatever time and travel do you book, generally the fare starts at around 195 euros. So if you look at it, the train obviously links Paris and Marseille to the Swiss cities of Geneva, Lausanne, Basel, and Zurich. The time taken between Paris, Geneva is around 3 hours, 11 minutes. Paris, Basel is around 3 hours, 4 minutes. Paris, Lausanne is around 3 hours, 40 minutes. Let's move to Intercity Express. Intercity Express, which connects Germany to Switzerland. Intercity Express is a part of the Deutsche Bahn trains. They are the fastest and most comfortable way of traveling on the Deutsche Bahn network. The speed, it reaches around 320 kilometers per hour, and obviously it has a new standard of excellence. Under Deutsche Bahn trains, obviously you have the first class as well as the second class. Again, comfortable seating with more leg room, than on planes. You have free Wi-Fi. You have a special zone for using the mobile phone. Socket is there at your seat. By then you can connect your laptop or mobile. Onboard catering with meals is also there, which also includes drinks and snacks. When you book a first class ticket, obviously it includes a seat reservation, and catering is sometimes onto your seats, and maybe you get a free newspaper. Well, in terms of connectivity, as I said, IC Trains obviously connects Basel, Bern, Thun, Interlaken, and Zurich directly. The time taken between Hamburg to Chur is around 9 hours. Stuttgart to Zurich is around 3 hours. Frankfurt to Lugano is around 6 hours, 25 minutes. Well, Munich to Zurich is around 30 minutes, which is quite faster. That's because it has a shortened travel time. You obviously save around 30 minutes. And from December 2021, which is half of the connection, it is expected that all trains will cover the distance of 3 hours, 30 minutes, which is really a good news if you're coming from Germany to Switzerland. So let's talk about the Eurocity trains. I mean, Eurocity trains provides two classes of service, which is the standard class and the first class. Basically, on the standard class, all trains have the air condition and obviously a spacious seating. Luggage racks are available at the end of each carriage. You have the electric sockets, which is available in the standard class. On the first class, again, it has quite comfortable. You have an air-conditioned seats. You have passengers who are actually on the first class also has an option of having the access of the premium lounge at major stations out there. In terms of connections, Eurocity train links Milan to Zurich, Bern, Basel, and Lugano. The approximate time taken between Milan to Basel is around 4 hours, 15 minutes. Milan to Zurich is around 3 hours, 15 minutes. Milan to Geneva is 4 hours. Well, let's move to trains coming from Austria to Switzerland. That's called as the OBB, which is called as the Railjet. Under this, you have an economic class, you have a first class, you also have a business class. You also have a night trains, which link Graz to Vienna and Villach to Zurich. Basically, OBB Railjet runs in various parts of the Switzerland. It connects all the larger cities and several times daily. The approximate time taken between these cities are like Salzburg to Zurich is 5 hours, 25 minutes. Innsbruck to Zurich is around 3 hours, 35 minutes. And Graz to Zurich is around 9 hours, 35 minutes. That's a long journey. Now we have a bold question. We want to know, do you know tickets booked on Rail Europe platform are e-tickets? Options are yes, no, not sure.
Friends, the poll questions live on your screens as we talk. Please do take a minute and respond to this. Srijit, I have some interesting responses for you. 84% have said yes, 13% have said no, and the rest have said not sure.
For people who are not aware, I would like to mention that all the tickets booked on Rail Europe platforms are e-ticket. So we are gone away with the paper tickets. We used to have these paper tickets, and previously a platform called as Euronet, which was there in 2019. Come 2020, we have moved to a new system called as ERA, which is the Easy Rail Access. And on this platform, all tickets are e-tickets. To give you an update on what are the train connections which are available on a platform, we have got Lydia, we have got Thalys, we have got the French connections, we have got the major trains like the Eurostar, French-Spain TGV, France-Italy TGV. We have got all the National Rail, which is the UK point-to-point tickets. We have got trains of Renfe, which is for Spain. We also have got a low-cost carrier in Spain called as the Vigo Spain. Obviously, Deutsche Bahn tickets, Trenitalia tickets. We also have the SBB product. And also the passes, very important, which is the Swiss Travel Pass, as well as the Eurail. Well, let's move to to this, where I will show you how to book a Swiss travel pass. As I earlier said, that most of our GSAs partners in India have already integrated our Rail Europe platform onto your systems. Obviously, when you go and log in with their IDs, you will see obviously the user interface or the experience changes. But if you want to book directly with Rail Europe, you have to register yourself on agent.raileurope.com. It's a very simple registration process. Once you register with us, you obviously have a login ID and a password. Once you connect with us, obviously you see the screen. This is the home page out here. And if you see the tabs, if you see the tab called as book is where you can either issue the tickets or the passes. So if it is a point-to-point ticket, maybe Luzern, Interlaken, or maybe any international sectors like maybe London, Paris, you can click on the tickets, you put your destination, you can put the number of people traveling, and then you can search. But if you're booking a Swiss pass right now, so what we do is we click on the pass, you see a Switzerland, you click on Switzerland, and that's how we go ahead. If you see the other tabs like My Booking is a tab where you can check all your transactions. Maybe you can retrieve your booking, your PNR, and you can retrieve it by the traveler's name too. Then the next tab is called as a planning resource. So planning resource is where you'll find special deals or whether there is any ongoing promotion. So right now we have an ongoing promotion which is called the Swiss Travel Pass Global Promotion, wherein you get a 25% discount when you book it on this platform. And then obviously you also have a product sheet which talks about various trains and passes if you want to maybe brief or for your education purpose, or if you want to provide some information to your customer, you can actually share these details. Next tab is the Agent Corner tab. Agent Corner is quite an important tab because obviously you see the real-time information on the various connectivity. If there is any breaking news or an updates on a particular carrier or for a country, you see there. You also have a training resource. We also have e-learning platform or a system called as the Track, which is called as the Rail Agent course. So you can easily log into that platform with your email ID and password, and you can complete various train modules. So you have a module on the Swiss Travel Pass, you can also have a module on TGV Lyria, you have Likeway for Eurostar, and so on. And the next tab is on the help. Help is obviously if you want to connect to our contact center or if you want to check the FAQs, you can go on, right? So let's look at how we can book a Swiss Travel Pass on our platform. As I said, you click on the pass, you enter Switzerland, you decide put the first date of validity, and then you click on the adult or the children, how many people are traveling, and then you click on search. So once you click on search, so currently if you see you have a promo offer, you also have a normal fare. So if you're booking under the promo offer, you will see, obviously you have an option of selecting the number of dates. Obviously in this drop down, you have a 3-day, 5-day, 8-day, and 15-day. As Leandra mentioned, that next year, which is 22, you will have a new day, which is called as a 6-day pass. And basis of that, you enter. You obviously check the fare conditions, and then you add to the cart, right? Once you add to the cart, obviously it pops up to complete the traveler's details. So obviously you fill up the client details like the country of residence, the name, the first name, the date of birth. You obviously put the email ID and the phone number. And then what you do is you continue to hold, and then you move for the next payments. So once you hold it, you have an option of payment. So when you book on our platform, which is agent.raileurope.com, it can be only booked with the help of credit cards. So the credit cards which are compatible to book is Visa, MasterCard, Amex. You have an option of seeing the price in euro or in CHF. And once you click, You confirm your payment details. Obviously, you get an invoice and also the tickets. So what you can do is you have an option of adding an additional email. If you want to send the ticket to your customer, you can add the customer's email ID, or if you want the tickets to be sent to you along with the invoice, you can add it. So this is as simple as it is. It's a very robust system. It's very user friendly. It's quite usable. I mean, it's very simple. In 4 or 5 steps, you get your Swiss travel pass completed. Well, I've been seeing questions. Obviously, you don't need to be an IATA agent to register. When you click on the registration process, it helps you out and lets you know whether you are an IATA or a non-IATA. You can click on non-IATA details and you can proceed to it. So this is as simple as it is. And this is how you can actually book the Swiss travel passes. So if you have any questions, we can connect separately. You can have my email ID, which is snair@raileurope.com. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Srijit. Thank you for updating our attendees with all the information. Would also like to apologize once again for Leandra. Unfortunately, the internet at her office has crashed and she was unable to log in. Now I'm just going to quickly go to the Q&A section. The first question is, I got a lot of questions about getting the PPT. If you have attended this webinar, we will get your email IDs and we will be sharing across this presentation to you. If you have not attended it, then you will not get the PPT. Okay. The second question was with regards to this PCR test requirement, the new development that has come in to Switzerland. So the rule is basically, irrespective of which country that you are coming in from, to enter Switzerland, you need a negative PCR test result. And the PCR test needs to have been done within 72 hours of arrival. Right? That is the question. That's the answer. With regards to now the STS questions, I'm going to take a few of them. And if Srijit, if you could also help in this regards, that would be great. Somebody asked me about the pass for kids below the age of 6. So all children below the age of 16, if they are traveling with a parent or a guardian who has a valid Swiss travel pass, then they can travel for free. So that would be the criteria there. So even if you're below the age of 6, you can travel for free if your parents are holding a valid Swiss pass. Could you expand on the per item cost for the luggage service and the flat rate? So basically what I mentioned for the express door-to-door luggage services, so if you're traveling a group of, for example, you're traveling with 5 friends and you opt for the luggage service, you pay a flat rate of 73 francs amongst you. And then for every item of luggage that you have, you will be paying 12 CHF per item. So if you have 5 bags each, so you'll be paying 12 into 5. Okay. The next question is to Srijit. Srijit, with regards to the refund and cancellation aspects of booking with you guys, can you please enlighten the attendees?
Well, in terms of refund and cancellations, obviously, when you book it on the platform, which is agent.raileurope.com, you see the fare conditions. Basis of that, you can book, cancel. And for example, if the mode of payment is through by credit card, through Euro or CHF, the refund will be applicable by then. Ameya, over to you.
Sorry, the next question, Srijit, is basically one that we get asked quite often as well. Booking with the GSAs or PSAs of Rail Europe, or even directly through the Rail Europe platform, vis-a-vis booking directly when the client is in Switzerland. Can you just talk to the trade about why it's beneficial for them to book through your distribution network and what advantages they can avail from them?
Thanks, Ameya. Very important question. Well, if the customer book with our travel partners, obviously the travel partners get commission, and obviously that's how we all work into it. We don't want any customers to book directly there. So the very important factor is commission. So obviously the idea is more and more customers should book in India. The customers should book with our travel partners, and that's how it is. Thanks.
Thanks, Srijit. Secondly, there were a lot of questions. There was a question pertaining to while traveling within Switzerland, Eurail versus Swiss Travel Pass. What are your thoughts on that?
I lost you. Sorry, Ameya.
So, Eurail versus Swiss Travel Pass.
Well, to be honest with you, both the products are very important for the India market. Obviously, when you look at Swiss Pass, it's when the customer is only traveling to Switzerland, and Swiss Pass has a lot of offers, which obviously Leandra and Ameya obviously both briefed about it. But when a customer is not only traveling to Switzerland, but also is looking for other 5-6 countries within Europe, then Eurail Pass comes handy. As I said, you can't differentiate between both the passes. Both the passes are important. It really depends upon the traveler, where exactly is traveling within Europe, and basis of that you need to promote.
Great, thank you so much. And the final one is, if a non-GSA books on your portal, do they get a commission on the passes and tickets?
Yes, absolutely. When our trade partners book on our platform, obviously they get commission. The commission is cut and pay. So that means if a product is at 100 euros, and they can actually see what commission they are getting when they make the final payments by their credit card, they basically don't deduct the commission and pays the rest of the amount. So it's cut and pay, and it's quite commissionable.
Thank you so much, Srijit. With that, I come to the close of the Q&A session. Now we move on to the quiz. Everybody is familiar with the webinar series quiz. This is the 9th webinar quiz that's coming to you. So please do answer the quiz via the link that is provided onto the chat box as well as on the slide. Only answers received via the link will be considered. The deadline is 7 p.m. today. Answers sent post 7 p.m. will not be considered. This is specifically, this quiz is for the travel trade in India. And those who have attended all our webinars, answered all our questions, and scored the highest, stand a chance to be selected for the fam trip to Switzerland. So do ensure that you fill in all your official details, which includes your company name, designation, mobile number, official email ID, etc. We're not going to take into account personal email IDs. Maybe the company email IDs via Gmail, if you have one, that would be considered, but no personal email IDs. And if you have any questions about Switzerland and its touristic offerings, you need any kind of assistance, please do write to us on india.trade@switzerland.com, and we're there to answer all your questions. For the quiz, we have some very interesting questions for you. In 2022, how much will the average price reduction be for the Swiss Travel Pass and Swiss Travel Pass Flex 8 days and 15 days? Question 2, which mountain excursion with an open-air cable car is included for free in the Swiss Travel Pass for 2022? Question 3, which premium panoramic train journey has been dubbed the world's slowest express train? Question 4, what is the minimum group size to book the express door-to-door luggage service on the Swiss travel system? And question 5, which train connects France with Switzerland? Please answer via the link given below, as well as on the chat box. And please send in your queries to us. Please send in your answers to us by 7 p.m. today. And wishing you all the best. Do tune in to our webinar next week, where we have the latest updates for 2022 from the Jungfrau Railways. and that will conclude our webinar series for 2021. So I look forward to seeing all of you there. The registration link will be sent to you shortly. And with that, thank you so much, Srijit, for participating in the webinar. I'd like to give a thanks to Leandra until she was signed out. And thank you so much for attending, everybody. And with that, I hand over the podium back to Devika.
Thank you. Thanks, Ameya. Friends, the quiz link is available in the chats tab and the offer section on your screen. Both the links are exactly to the same quiz. So please, you can click on either one of them and open the Google quiz. There are questions about saying that there are only 5 questions. Yes, there are only 5 questions. So please fill in the responses and all the best. I hope you get a chance. I hope you get to win a trip to Switzerland. There'll be nothing better than that. With this, we come to the end of our webinar today. I would like to thank our lovely audience for being such a patient and such a good audience. Thank you for asking questions constantly, and thank you for supporting us. Really appreciate it. I would like to thank my fellow panelists who are here with us today. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ameya. Thanks, Leandra. And thanks, Srijit. Thank you all, 3 of you, for being here. And look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.